Alright guys, welcome to the video. We're going to be on PROK in the 100 LT, and I'm bringing you this game, the clock's over here. I'm bringing you this game about 2.5 minutes into the game, something like that. What happened in this game, it happened a while ago, but I rewatched it so I can remember. This is a strange game. It's a weird game, and I wanted to bring you this one because it's going to be pretty unique in the way I spot it, right? In the way that I'm able to counter this push by the enemy. The random event hasn't even happened yet, but it says tested map, so I know this is the Prokhorovka that has this random event. Also, it's all black here, so you can also see that because all the grass is like burnt already. But here we have Manny, IS-7, Leo 1, 260, and a 215B. I make this pass. The T100LT is very good at doing this because it's so low to the ground and so fast that you could just like whip right, like real quick, almost like you can in a wheelie, but not nearly as fast. But to me, like this thing feels fast because I've never played with the EBR 105, and it does have really good specific power, right? Which is basically power to weight ratio. This team pushed into us. Leo misses a shot there, and I'm at this point wondering, what can I do with this, right? Because all these guys are pushing in, and eventually we're going to get overwhelmed in this area. Now, again, keep in mind, we're 2.5 minutes into the game. I don't want to go crazy and fast forward, so I'm bringing you this game as we are a few minutes into it. But in this situation, when the team starts pressing in like this, you can only do so much. Eventually, you're not going to be able to poke this. I'm trying to get a shot into the Leo 1. IS-7 is now going to kind of contest me as well. We got some spotting damage on the FV, and now the Jagdpanzer E100 is pushing in. The 260 has made it all the way here. We need to run away from this area and try and see if we can find a different spot. Now, what would be the perfect spot? Well, it's going to be this bush line. I really, really like this bush line for two reasons. One, to defend a push like this, and two, to push if you are on the north spawn and you are trying to push into the south spawn as a light tank and someone is sitting in this standard area up here. I always forget exactly where it is. I think it's right here, this bush. A lot of times you're not gonna be able to make this work, right? Because if you're trying to make this work and you have another heavy that's like sitting out here, you know, poking the ridge line, it's a good tank, right, guys? It's a beautiful drawing of a tank. The little tracks, right? There we go. There you go. So if you have a heavy sitting in this area, you can make this work as long as someone isn't up here in this area. But if someone's going to be up here, right, what you can do instead is push like this. If you win this side of the map, come all the way around and up like this, and you can even try and to sit in this bush line if someone is over here like really close, like if there's a tank here, like I just drew. You could try this bush line so you don't get spotted, but if that's not the case, then you can come right up to this bush line and sit right here, and you can spot everyone back in this area without really having to risk running down the bush line, which you guys know I really don't like. It just makes me very uncomfortable because, again, you can easily get outspotted by someone that's sitting up in this bush, right? Like, there was one time I tried to do it south to west, or south to north, rather, and there was a Borisk that just passive scouted. He didn't even shoot. He just sat in this bush and he outspotted me as I came through like this. And I was on the right bush line, right? His view range went down like that. I made a short of it and he outspotted me. So that's why I tell you guys, you got to be so careful. But we're able to poke up in this bush, right? Like this. I'm just trying to keep my tank in the bushes, and we can poke like this, trying to get shots into the Leo. I get one into him, but we're spotting the Jagdpanzer E100 as he's coming in. So, and we're getting all the spotting. We were, at least. Maybe some other people are spotting him now, but we're getting that spotting and we're able to counter him, right? So we get half of that, and now we're going to pull up again, and this is how you can kind of counter a push like this while remaining safe and not having to be out here in case someone's going to like come up and over and YOLO you, right? This is how you can do it, in my opinion. This is how I like to do it. Now, Minotauro is pushing in as well. FV is pushing in. We don't spot the Minotauro, unfortunately. We're able to spot the 215B though, so people can see this guy, and now we actually are getting some spotting damage on the Minotauro. And this is with the big tanks and like these big guns and these tanks that actually have armor that people are spotted in the back and yet you still can't pen them and stuff, this is where you have to be safe and spot in this manner, right? Because you're not going to be able to do any kind of brawling against an IS-7 and these bigger guns, right? So I let the IS-7 pass. He just passes. He knows I was already lit here, but I don't want to get proxied, so I can poke up again and keep him lit. And then we spotted the FV4005 as well, right? We're spotting the Leo again. So people can get shots into the Leo. People are trying to get shots into the Leo, but at least we're countering him, right? Even if he's not getting hit, he's being countered, so now he has to pull back, and he can't shoot my teammates. So we're sitting here, we're waiting for the IS-7 to, I don't know, I guess push into the Jagdpanzer or whatever. Eventually I'm going to wait for this guy to give me his butt, like perfect butt shot that I can get into him, right, man? And I'm able to pen because the IS-7, even if it's slightly angled, you can't even hit the back of the tank, man. You know, like, it's freaking ridiculous. I find it to be kind of OP, but it is a tier 10 heavy, so I understand. But you can see, like, how trollish it is. See that, man? Like, there's even certain areas you can't pen. I'm coming up and over. I want to see if maybe I can take a shot into this guy without being spotted, but the Leo is still poking, so I got spotted by the Leo. And now we're able to clean up the IS-7. We get 6k spotting, 1500 damage, and now we can push into the Leo, and that's pretty much going to be the game, guys. There's not much else to really show you here. We have the HP now. We got almost a full HP Rhino, full HP Patton, half HP or 2/3 HP VK7201K. And at this point, we can push in the E3 and Jagdpanzer E100 are still back there as well. And now we spot the rest of this team, come in, and this is how we make it happen, right, guys? So we're going to spot everyone here just by coming up and over. We got big guns in the back, man, that can help us out with this. Gonna poke, hit a shot into the 183. 183 goes down. And I'll kind of just reset myself here. You know, I run around in a circle real quick just to make sure I'm no longer lit, right? And then you come up and over, and now we can just easily, I mean, this is easy, right? The E4 ends up appearing here. I try and get a shot into this guy's, like, side plate, but it was kind of trollish. Patton hits me here. I should have just kept going, man, but 1916 on the Panzer. And that was the I'm assuming that was the, what, E3 or Jagdpanzer E100 or something like that. I don't know who hit him, man. But, or it was like 2 shots, right? Because I'm thinking there must be like a 4005. Oh, there is a 4005. So it was the 4005. So I was like, who else could pin him for 1900? So the FV hit him in the side, it looks like. And that's the game, guys. 15-3. We did 11k spotting, 2400 damage. And there you go, man. This was my second mark game, by the way. This was a mastery, 11k spotting, 2400 damage, guys. Nothing blind except for just a little bit of spotting. But I'm telling you guys, like, you have to adjust properly on this map if people are going to flood in like that. So try this play. I can't promise you can make the same play on the other spawn because the bushes are not as dense over there, like on those ridge lines. But on the south spawn, they are. And yeah, here's the final team score and then the detailed report. Just over 11k, guys. We had just a little bit of blind spotting, and we made 319k from this game, and we got some damage too as well. So this is my aggressive setup, by the way. I usually run the standard CVS and the scouting slap, bounty optics, bounty low noise exhaust, guys. And I think I also have the optical calibration on the T100 LT because it's tier 10. You want to be competitive. And yeah, this thing, it's got like 52% camo or something like that. And it's just like the game mechanics are so much more important to understand when you're playing a tier 10 game, guys. That's all I'm going to say. Like, you really have to understand the game mechanics, and if you don't, you're going to find yourself in trouble a lot of times on maps like PROK, man. If you're just going to ignore some of the game mechanics and try and make like these active scouts, unless you are in an EBR 105, obviously, right? You don't want to just run in, you know, because people have CVS, and then people also have the configuration menu, or whatever it's called. These mods that you can make to the tank, and there is one mod on the tier 10 light tanks that makes it easier for you to spot people in foliage, behind foliage. So that's all for this one, guys. I hope it helps you out on PROK. I will catch you guys for the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.